Namaskar and welcome. I take great pleasure in welcoming everyone to the degree distribution program of the Electrical Engineering Department of IIT Madras. I request the HOD, Professor David Kolpille, to present the annual report.
Thank you. A very warm welcome to each one of you who have joined us for this year's online departmental degree distribution program, D3P of the Electrical Engineering Department. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Rajiv Ramaswamy, distinguished invitees, graduates, parents and family members, faculty, staff and students, good morning. On behalf of the Electrical Engineering Department, it is my honor and to present this annual report covering the activities of the academic year 2020-21. I would like to begin by congratulating all the graduates and wishing them a very happy and a brilliant future, and a special word of commendation for the parents and the family members for raising these brilliant young engineers and scientists. We are very proud of each one of them. We extend a very special welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Ramaswamy, currently President and CEO of Nutanix, with its global headquarters based in San Jose, California, USA. Dr. Rajiv is an alumnus of the BTech 1986 batch from our department and a recipient of the IIT Madras Distinguished Alumnus Award in 2000. It is indeed an honor for us to have one of our own as the chief guest for this year's D3P. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for accepting our invitation. We look forward to your address to the graduating class of 2021. The 2021 academic year has been a multidimensional challenge. However, we have been able to work together, the faculty, staff, students, the administration, parents and family members too. It is the help and cooperation that each one of you have given that enabled us to complete all the academic activities for this year. None of us could have imagined the severity and the devastating impact of the second wave of COVID-19. This is a moment to look back and thank each one who has contributed towards reaching this milestone, the convocation and D3P of 2021. This is truly a moment to celebrate. This year, on November 20th, IIT Madras held its 58th convocation. IIT Madras celebrated the Diamond Jubilee in 2019. Today, IIT Madras is 62 years young and on a strong growth trajectory in the pursuit of excellence in every sphere of education and research. Some milestones that we celebrate as an institute. We celebrate IIT Madras securing the #1 rank among engineering institutes for the 6th year in a row in the National Institutional Ranking Framework (NIRF) of the Government of India. This is an affirmation of IIT Madras's leadership in teaching, research and all aspects of academic performance. In 2021, IIT Madras was also ranked #1 in the overall university category of NIRF for the 3rd year in a row. IIT Madras is #1 for the 2nd time in the Government of India ARIA ranking, Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements, based on metrics related to innovation and entrepreneurship development. IIT Madras's inclusion in the prestigious MHRD Institution of Eminence IOE scheme in 2019 is an added feather in the IIT Madras cap. When IIT Madras started in 1959, electrical engineering was one of the 10 departments. So the Electrical Engineering Department has also completed 62 years. Here are a few photos and images of the awards received by IIT Madras for NIRF ranking and for the ARIA ranking for innovation. As demonstrated by IIT Madras's stellar track record of the past 62 years, IIT Madras and the Electrical Engineering Department continue to strive for excellence in every sphere of activity involving our faculty, staff and students. This report captures a snapshot of what has happened in the academic year that has just been completed. In this year's convocation, the Electrical Engineering Department is awarding 343 degrees to 272 students, with 71 of the graduating students receiving 2 degrees. The split up of degrees is as follows for this year's D3P. BTech and BTech Honours 59, Dual Degree BTech and MTech 65, MTech 61, Web Enabled MTech 20, MS 27, PhD 24, Dual Degree MTech/MS and PhD 13, bringing it to a total of 272 recipients of degrees. I would like to mention that our electrical engineering students have won the coveted President of India Prize for the best academic record for BTech and Dual Degree, Bharat Ratna M. Visvesvaraya Memorial Prize for the best academic record for BTech, Bhagyalakshmi and Krishna Iyengar Award for the MTech student with the best research work in infrastructure improvements, Valladi Krishna Sarma Balaji and Savitri Balaji Award for the BTech student with the best project in power or energy savings. In addition, in this year's D3P, we are awarding the following prizes to the electrical engineering students: the Phillips Prize, the Siemens Prize, Dr. M. Mukundrao Endowment Prize, and the T.S. Vedagiri Memorial Award. More details regarding the award winners will be shared later in the program. A glimpse of the electrical engineering department today. We are the largest department in the institute with 70 full-time faculty members, 6 distinguished professors, 2 professors of practice, 13 adjunct faculty, 14 visiting faculty, which includes 2 Vajra faculty and 11 Spark faculty, DST Inspire Fellow 1, DBT Ramalingaswamy Fellow 1, and 4 postdoctoral fellows. The department is ably supported by 31 full-time staff members. I would like to highlight the fact that the number of visiting faculty has grown from 6 to 14 in the last year. Similarly, the number of adjunct faculty has also increased from 6 to 13. The student demographics in the electrical engineering department: we have 525 BTech students, 163 dual degree students, 157 MTech students, and 1 full-time degree international student, while many international exchange students are also present. That brings it to a total of 846 students in the course-based programs. The research students, we have 314 MS students, 375 PhD students, bringing it a total of 689, and the total students undergraduate, postgraduate and research 1,535. The number of new students who have joined the department in 2021 are 154 BTech students, 86 MTech, 99 MS and PhD, and 80 web-enabled MTech students. With the current strength of students and faculty, the electrical engineering department has a students to faculty ratio of 12:1 and an approximately 10 research students per faculty, which is on par with the global benchmarks of top-ranked universities. Electrical engineering department has been ranked in the top 100 globally by QS rankings for electrical engineering. It is the goal of the department to reach the top 50 globally in alignment with the IIT Madras Institution of Eminence vision. In July 2021, Professor S. Christopher was appointed as Professor of Practice. He is the former Chairman DRDO and Secretary Department of Defense R&D. He is a Distinguished Alumnus Award winner in 2016. Professor Christopher provides leadership to build R&D links between IIT Madras and DRDO. We have the pleasure of welcoming 2 new faculty members who will be joining us shortly. Dr. Amrit Singh Bedi of the US Army Research Laboratories, Maryland, USA, an alumnus of IIT Kanpur. His area of specialization is stochastic approximation, optimization, and machine learning theory. Dr. Sudarshanan Srinivasan, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, California, USA. He is an alumnus of IIT Madras and the University of California, Santa Barbara. His areas of expertise is integrated photonics and silicon photonics. As mentioned earlier this year, we saw a healthy growth in the number of visiting faculty and adjunct faculty. The department is proud of its association with the following distinguished professors: Professor Paul Raj of Stanford University, Professor Nambirajan Sheshadri of University of California, San Diego, USA, Professor Leonhardt of RWTH Aachen University in Germany, Professor Kishan Dolakia of University of St. Andrews, UK, Professor Thomas Thundat of University of Alberta, Canada. We welcome Professor Doctor of Medicine Katrin Amunds of the Heinrich Heine University in Düsseldorf and Institute of Neuroscience in Jülich in Germany, who has accepted to be associated with IIT Madras as a distinguished professor. We currently have two professors of practice, Professor G. Rajeshwaran from Grantwood Technologies, USA, and Professor Christopher, formerly of DRDO. During the past academic year, the department hosted 6 postdoctoral fellows, 2 Vajra visiting faculty and 11 Spark visiting faculty. This has provided a significant boost to the research output of the department. The Electrical Engineering Department is a comprehensive department covering all areas of traditional electrical engineering, as well as the emerging interdisciplinary areas that overlap with EE. The department comprises research groups and laboratories grouped into 7 major areas. EE1, communications and signal processing. EE2, power systems, power electronics and high voltage. EE3, microelectronics and VLSI design. EE4, electronic system design and instrumentation. EE5, photonics and RF. EE6, integrated circuits and systems. EE7, control and optimization. This year, the EE4 stream, which traditionally covered instrumentation and control engineering, was bifurcated into 2 separate streams for MTech admissions and for research activities, as EE4 covering electronic system design and instrumentation, and EE7 focusing on control and optimization. All 7 groups are active in research and teaching, creation of research facilities, and in the formulation of new courses. During the past academic year, 4 new courses were introduced. The EE curriculum is constantly revised to stay current and flexible and to incorporate the emerging technologies and interdisciplinary areas. This forms the solid foundation that each of the electrical engineering students receives at IIT Madras and plays an important role in attracting the top students from all over India. Some of the key metrics impacting global rankings are research publications and their citation. The annual publications output of the Electrical Engineering Department has been growing steadily. During the last academic year, electrical engineering faculty and students published 195 papers in refereed international journals, 111 papers in international conferences, 6 papers in national conferences, and 10 books and book chapters. The goal of the department is to encourage publication in the leading technical journals in which the electrical engineering faculty in the top 50 globally ranked universities also publish. In 2020-21, the attendance in conferences by faculty and students was affected by the pandemic. However, there was good participation in online conferences and workshops. The participation in premier conferences enhances the visibility and impact of the research work done at IIT Madras. This year, 23 students won professional awards that are displayed on the screen. I would like to highlight the fact that 17 of our students have been selected under the prestigious Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, PMRF program. I would like to highlight the following technical recognitions received by our faculty. Professor Inakshi Bhattacharya, the IEEE Censors Council Distinguished Lecturer for the period 2021-23. Dr. Abhishek Sinha, the INSA Medal for Young Scientists for 2021. Professor Bobby George, the recognition from the IEEE Transactions on Instrumentation and Measurement, or TIM. Most published TIM author of all time for the past 70 years from India. Top 70 most published TIM authors in the past 7 years and the 9th in the world. These are the recognitions given to Dr. Bobby George. Professor Shripad Karmalkar, the VLSI Society of India Best Faculty Award for 2021 for his contributions in teaching, popularizing and creating some of the best minds in microelectronics in the last 30 years in India. Dr. Kadir Khan, Qualcomm Faculty Award. Professor M. Atmanand, Dr. D. Srinivasan Endowment Award from the Ocean Society of India, OSI 2021. IIT Madras Young Faculty Recognition Award for 2021 was received by Dr. Uday Kankoje. Our faculty delivered 32 invited talks in India and internationally, organized 3 workshops under the aegis of Vaibhav and Spark, and 2 short-term courses. One of our faculty served as the National Coordinator for Communications Track in the Vaibhav Summit, the Vaishvik Bharatiya Vigyanik. 23 editorial roles in leading publications are held by EE faculty. EE faculty were also had filed 6 patents during the past year, and 6 patents were awarded. Next, I move on to sponsored research and consultancy. Electrical engineering faculty have been active in applying for competitive funding schemes from METI, DST, SERB, ISRO and other funding agencies. Sponsored research projects are a key enabler for the procurement of new equipment for labs and also for the upgradation of existing facilities. During 2020-21, we received 20 sponsored research projects with a net value of rupees 43.1 crores, 14 industrial consultancy projects with a net value of rupees 12.7 crores, 29 research-based industrial consultancy projects with a net value of 43.4 crores, and 7 retainer consultancy projects with a net value of 2.1 crores. Overall, EE has a strong activity in sponsored research projects and consultancy and has established a significant level of engagement with industry. Some of the large sponsored projects during the past year was the Center for Programmable Photonic Integrated Circuits funded by METI at 26.7 crores, Center for Advanced Analog Mixed Signal VLSI Design Phase 2 sponsored by Texas Instruments at rupees 11.4 crores, Design and Verification of Quantum Key Chip by NCTIS at 10.4 crores. The EE department has also received projects from the following sources: Scheme for the Promotion of Academic Research Collaboration or SPARC. The areas covered were photonics and biomedical instrumentation with a total of 5 projects with a total funding of rupees 3.2 crores. Imprint or Impacting Research, Innovation and Technology, which focuses on major engineering challenges and translational research with societal impact. Our department has 8 projects with total funding of rupees 10 crores. Uchattar Avishkar Yojana UAY, which improves the competitive edge of Indian manufacturing and design industry. We have 11 projects with a total funding of rupees 47.4 crores. One of the key metrics in the global rankings is internationalization, measured by the presence of international faculty and students in one's campus. To foster this, the Government of India has initiated 3 schemes: Global Initiative of Academic Networks or GYAN, Visiting Advanced Joint Research or VAJRA, Scheme for Promotion of Academic and Research Collaboration or SPARC. The EE department is active in using all 3 avenues for collaboration and international exchange of researchers. We have currently 3 VAJRA projects, one with Dr. Shayan Mukherjee of University of California, San Diego in the area of integrated photonics for scalable quantum computing, one with Dr. Liam Barry of Dublin City University, Ireland on spectrally efficient photonic systems, and the third with Dr. Ravi Jain, University of New Mexico on excitation of whispering gallery modes in microbottle resonators. The Electrical Engineering Department has 10 major research centers or centers of excellence. These are 8 of them which have been established and are recognized within India and globally. To list them: National 5G Testbed Project, Center for Decentralized Power Systems, Center for Battery Engineering and Electric Vehicles, Center for NEMS and Nanophotonics, Healthcare Technology Innovation Center, Center of Excellence in Wireless Technology, Analog VLSI and Photonics. In addition, under the funding received through the Institution of Eminence scheme, 11 prospective COEs or PCOEs have been funded in electrical engineering after having been successful through a competitive process. The areas of focus are gallium nitride research and development, Center of Excellence on Advanced Memory and Computing, Advanced Technologies for Early and Non-Invasive Vascular Health Assessment, RF Analog and Mixed Signal Integrated Circuits, OLED Display Technologies, Photonic Integrated Circuits, Technologies for Microgrids, Quantum Information, Communication and Computing, Intelligent Networks, Computer Vision, Sports Science and Analytics, and Renewable Energy. These are the PCOEs. The IIT Madras Research Park, the first of its kind in India, is a great asset to the EE department. HTIC and CWIT are examples of the synergies between the EE department and the research park. The EE department benefits through the industry interaction as well as the entrepreneurship ecosystem that is available at the research park. I move on to NPTEL, MOOCs and the online MTech. Professor Andrew Tangaraj is the coordinator for NPTEL in IIT Madras, the immensely successful distance learning initiative of the IITs and IISc. In each session, nearly 1,000 courses and more than 10 lakh students participate. Faculty from the Electrical Engineering Department regularly offer courses via the NPTEL MOOC platform. In addition, Electrical Engineering Department has been in the forefront of IIT Madras's online MTech program to extend the reach of education to those who cannot be physically present in the IIT Madras campus. MTech programs with 3 specializations are currently running in its 4th year with more than 300 students, with the second batch of graduates receiving their degrees in this year's D3P. This year, 80 new students have joined the program, and web-enabled MTech degrees are offered in communications and signal processing, in VLSI, and in multimedia signal processing. Currently, the students are from 9 companies, including Qualcomm, Bharat Electronics, Signal Chip, Jasmine, and others. The students from this program are from different parts of India, as you can see from the map where they are located. Coming to the Electrical Engineering Association activities, the Electrical Engineering Association is a nodal point for all student activities in the Electrical Engineering Department. Invited talks, workshops on specific topics, hobby activities, hackathons, participation in intercollegiate competitions, and a whole host of co-curricular activities. In addition, the Electrical Engineering Association also arranges sporting activities involving students and faculty, soccer and cricket tournaments. These are fun-filled activities and provide an opportunity for informal interactions between faculty and students. These activities, however, could not be held during this past year due to the COVID lockdown. But we hope and trust that they will resume once the students are back in the campus. The E2A has started a tradition of Ethnic Day in which all students, faculty and staff are encouraged to wear ethnic outfits. The colorful outfits truly represent the richness of India's cultural diversity. The photographs of Ethnic Day 2019 tell the whole story. We hope that this tradition will be restarted soon in 2022. With the support of the Institute, the Electrical Engineering Department has embarked on a major upgradation of its infrastructure. The lobby, where many students spend the time between classes, has been transformed into a productive sitting space for students. Tables, chairs, Wi-Fi and PowerPoints have been provided. ESB 242 classroom has been converted into a gallery-type classroom, with the orientation being modified to maximize the teaching efficiency. In addition, multiple laboratory facilities have been set up during 2020-21. The AMOLED display lab, the Active Matrix Organic Light Emitting Devices AMOLED display project. This enables medium industries to enter the display manufacturing business. This is the first of its kind in India and will house a complete display fabrication facility. The High Power Fiber Laser Laboratory for power scaling of narrow line width fiber amplifiers and demonstrating coherent combination of 2 optical beams of 100 watts each. This is an imprint funded project. The people in ESB have been facing a growing monkey menace for many years, impacting safety, hygiene, and many aspects. I'm happy to report that the monkey problem has been solved permanently using wire mesh with tension, glass reinforced composite GRC panels, the photographs that you can see on the screen. This combination has proved to be a very effective solution in addressing the monkey menace. Another exciting development is the construction of the ESB Annex, which provides the room for future growth of the department. It is a G+6 building designed with 28 student laboratories and 17 offices located in the northeast corner of ESB adjoining the high voltage lab. The total built area is 51,000 square feet with an estimated cost of rupees 16 crores. The estimated date of completion is December 2021, and the building will be handed over shortly to the department. Tackling COVID. A report like this would be incomplete if we did not highlight what we have done as our part in addressing the challenges faced during this period. The 2021 academic year was severely impacted by COVID. It is important that we mention the initiatives that IIT Madras has taken to handle the COVID situation. Currently, the research scholars are back in the campus. All other students are studying from home. The major focus was on enhancing the online teaching and learning experience and its effectiveness. The goals of the department was to enable final year students to graduate on time, for faculty to complete all the teaching and online evaluations as early as possible, including the final year projects which had to be done completely online. Many special efforts were taken to enable students to attend classes effectively. We hope that more students will be returning to the campus during the remainder of this year, current academic year. Strict SOP is in place for the department and individual laboratories to minimize possible exposure to the virus. In short, IIT Madras has taken every possible measure to continue the task of teaching and research while ensuring that the health and safety of the students, faculty and staff is kept safe. In conclusion, 2021 was an eventful year for the Electrical Engineering Department, with most of its activities held online because of the prevailing pandemic situation. We thank each one of you for sharing this day of celebration with us. And specifically to the graduates, dear students, you are leaving the portals of a great institution that has endeavored to give you the very best of education and holistic experience, even in the midst of a severe pandemic. Today you change from being students to alumni. We trust that you are carrying with you very happy memories of this department, which has become your professional home. We are confident that in the years ahead, each of you will make IIT Madras and the Electrical Engineering Department proud of your professional accomplishments. Congratulations again, and all the very best for a brilliant future. Thank you. It is my pleasure to announce the electrical engineering students who received prizes in the main convocation on November 20th and in today's D3P. Sumant R. Hegde, President of India Prize, a gold-plated silver medal and cash award to the student with the highest CGPA amongst the BTech students and dual degree students. Bharat Ratna M. Visvesvaraya Memorial Prize, a gold-plated silver medal and a cash award to the BTech student with the highest CGPA. Siemens Prize for the BTech student with the best academic record in electrical engineering. All three prizes go to Sumant R. Hegde. Ashutosh Nikam, dual degree. Philips India Prize for the dual degree student with the highest CGPA in electrical engineering. Bobby Matachan Mailadi, the Siemens Prize for the MTech student with the best academic record. Abhishek Sharma MTech, the Bhagyalakshmi and Krishna Iyengar Award for the MTech student with the best research in infrastructure improvements. Inaganti Naga Sai Manoj, the T.S. Vedagiri Memorial Award for the best MS thesis that led to publication in a highly rated journal in electrical engineering. Haripriya V.K. and V. Lakshmi Narayanan, the Dr. M. Mukundrao Endowment Prize for the best PhD thesis in interdisciplinary area of research. Akshay K. Institute Research Award for 2021, the IIT Madras Award for Research Scholars excelling in research with visible research output. Our hearty congratulations to each one of the prize winners on their achievements. We will now listen to speeches by a couple of the prize winners.
I want to firstly thank the Electrical Engineering Department for this opportunity. Over the course of my bachelor's degree, I've gained foundational knowledge in a broad range of topics, and I was also fortunate to be able to work with remarkable faculty in the EE department. The flexible nature of the bachelor's program, although that might not seem too important at first glance, was crucial, as it allowed my batchmates and I to gain exposure to a wide range of topics and specialize in topics from analog circuits and computer architecture to machine learning and wireless communication. During my time at IIT Madras, with an inclination for research, I sought out projects that would enable me to work on cutting-edge technology. I was extremely lucky to be able to work with amazing faculty in the department who were some of the best in their field. I also want to highlight that my journey would have been very different if it wasn't for an incredible peer group. The support, guidance, and inspiration I have received from my batchmates and seniors has been invaluable, and I'll always cherish the memories I have made from my time at IIT Madras. Thank you.
I must thank everyone who helped me get here. My parents, they have done simply too much for me. Professors, the passion with which they taught us, and with the latest research what I did, the professors who helped me, Professor David and Professor Rajgopal, the patience they showed with me, I'm really very grateful for. But in general, the way they are driving budding research, right, it is remarkable. I would like to point out. So, although my own research endeavors have been limited, I see many of my friends have done phenomenal research work during the D3P or otherwise. And I have, I'm surprised how undergrads can do this level of research, right? So, and that too in such difficult times from home, all the work done online, right? So, a huge shout out to all the professors and the researchers. And finally, my friends, you guys are great. Like you made this 5 years journey so much fun. So all the very best to everyone. Thank you.
I understood that the greatest adventure is what lies ahead, and I thought I am really going to embarrass myself. Subsequently, the classes started, and it was difficult at the beginning, but gradually I started coping up by spending extended hours in library and with the help of my colleagues. IIT has been one of the best things that happened in my life. Before joining, seniors in Navy had wished me luck, stating that it's going to be the best times of your life and you will get to spend a lot of time with your family. I also thank my parents, my brother and his family for being supportive and motivating me during the course of my studies. I thank all my professors, especially mention to Professor Srinivas, as he is the one who did the mistake of selecting me during the sponsored candidates interview at HQIDS New Delhi, and to Professor B. Kalyan Kumar and Professor Mahesh Kumar for answering all my unending silly doubts. I thank the entire IITM staff, both teaching and non-teaching, and special thanks to the electrical department staff for being very helpful and supportive during the entire phase. Last but not the least, I thank my dear friends Karthik R, Abhishek Sharma and Jaskirat Singh and their families for all the times that we have spent together at IIT and for being such good friends. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge that the curriculum at IITM, especially in our department, really helped me to explore the various fields in electrical engineering and then do a few advanced courses in the final semesters. The lab courses are also very well designed with concepts which I think every core electrical engineer should know. Regarding my BTech project, I would like to thank Arun Karpaswamy sir for his guidance to successfully complete the project even in this virtual mode. My BTech life would have been incomplete without my experience and memories with Team Anveshak at C5, which I was part of for almost 3 years. Apart from academics, these 4 years have changed my way of thinking, approach in a positive way, and many such life lessons I will carry forward for life. Thank you.
When I was a senior, I saw an opening for the direct PhD admissions in the IITM portal and had to go through the product line procedures to get in this institute. Later, after joining, I opted to choose both of my MS and PhD degree programs. As an extraneous person to the institute, the first impression you get about the department is from the office, where you typically have interactions, and I'm really glad the warm reception you get from the office staff and the help they really provide you is definitely a non-obviously perceived factor for any research scholars in the department. I take this opportunity to thank all the office staff from the time of Mrs. Vidya to Aishwarya to Hamid, Mani, everyone in the office to have made my journey in the department a relatively easy one. And as a student, having TAs are beneficial. And as a TA, it's an opportunity to pick the subject we want to revisit. And the best learning I've got is by teaching and answering queries to the students. This department provides you a platform to learn and also welcomes suggestions and works on it if they find it meaningful. As a graduate student working on a research problem, about 70% of the time we spend time in the office, the lab, 20% in the cafeteria, and 10% in the hostels. At least that has worked for me. What I take back from this department is a lot of memories, learning from every staff members, and the synergy with which everyone is teamed up to get something done. be it related to the course or purchase of a component of the product or even the paperwork stuff. Any journey is never complete without the means of travel, direction, and definitely the drive to travel. And definitely the two former things this department has offered me during my PhD journey. And I end by thanking everyone from the department who has given me this comprehensive emotional experience. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank my family for their love and support. I am very grateful to them. Then, I'd like to thank my guides, Dr. Devdatta Ray and Dr. Jaita Bhattacharya, for their immense support, guidance throughout my research journey. I am also thankful for the lab staff of CNNP and AMOLED laboratories. Finally, I'd like to thank my seniors, friends, and colleagues for making my stay at the campus a memorable one.
It is now my honor to present the chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Ramaswamy. An expert in telecommunications engineering and architecture, Dr. Ramaswamy is an alumnus of our institute and received his BTech degree in electrical engineering in 1986. He subsequently obtained his master's degree in 1988 and his PhD degree in 1990 from the University of California at Berkeley, USA. From January 1989 to January 97, Dr. Ramaswamy was with the IBM T.J. Watson Research Center, where he led the group that developed one of the earliest commercially available wavelength division multiplex systems. This technology greatly increased the amount of data that could be sent across fiber optic cables and transformed the industry. From 1997 through 1999, Dr. Ramaswamy was director of the optical networking group at Tel Labs, where he led the development and marketing of Tel Labs metro optical networking products. Later, Dr. Ramaswamy was the vice president of system architecture at XROS, a division of Nortel Networks. He joined XROS in the early days in 1999 as a Silicon Valley startup and was instrumental in setting the product direction and architecture for the company. XROS was then acquired by Nortel Networks for $3.25 billion in June 2020, setting a record for valuation of an early stage company with just 70 employees. Dr. Ramaswamy is currently the president and CEO of Nutanix. He joined Nutanix in December 2020 from VMware, where he served as Chief Operating Officer of Products and Cloud Services. He serves on the advisory boards of several startup companies and venture capital funds. He is an Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineer Fellow and holds 36 patents, primarily in optical networking. He was recognized as a distinguished alumnus by IIT Madras in the year 2000. It is hard in a short introduction like this to capture the excitement of a person's career. So rather than read more of his achievements, of which there are many, I would now invite him to address the audience.
Hello class of 2021. Congratulations to all of you. You have successfully completed a challenging, best-in-class curriculum in a wonderful field, one that will create so many opportunities and choices for you, one that will have given you the confidence to go out into the world supremely prepared to take on anything that gets thrown at you. Today, I'd like to talk about my own experience at IIT Madras, how that shaped my journey, and give you some advice from all the experience since I graduated. 35 years ago, in 1986, I was standing in your shoes, receiving my BTech degree in electronics from this august institute. You'd think I was excited that I was going to be heading to graduate school in the United States at the University of California, Berkeley. I certainly was to some extent. But I should tell you that my overwhelming feeling then was about how I was going to miss IIT Madras, how I was going to miss the wonderful times over the past 4 years. and not being with that wonderful group of friends that I had developed. Fast forward to today, I still have warm and nostalgic feelings about my time at IIT Madras. And that set of friends and batchmates have turned into lifelong friends. A great many of them happen to live in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live, and our families and children have grown up together to be great friends. Now that many of us are empty nesters and our children are out of the house, we are back to playing bridge together, just as we did in our college days. The ties that you have built here will last forever. We all had our fair share of interesting experiences with the electrical engineering department and the professors there, and a convocation speech surely deserves some commentary on this topic. During my years there, we had an eccentric analog electronics professor. He was a great and inspirational teacher and helped us appreciate the elegance of analog circuits. We learned about Class A, Class B and Class C amplifiers, and some of us built our own stereo amplifiers. However, this professor would set these complicated and challenging exams, but wanted to simplify his grading. So he decided to use digital grading for his analog class. What an irony. He would ask us to return the question paper with the blanks filled in with just the numbers representing the answer, entirely ignoring the complex set of work that went into getting to that answer. If you got that answer right, then you got 100%, and if not, 0. For the first quiz in his class, 20 out of the 30 students in the class got a 0. This created such a scare that people started copying answers. We were the first batch to be his scapegoats. After experimenting on us, this professor got even more clever the following year by making sure that any two people sitting next to each other would get different questions, raising the level of torture for these unwitting students. And no doubt, this cat and mouse game continued for many years. Such was life in the electrical department. We certainly had our fair share of inspirational professors. I was truly inspired to continue studying communications and semiconductors, largely due to a couple of professors at IIT Madras. I ended up spending most of the rest of my life since then working in these areas before the world of software eventually captured me. If you look at what electrical engineers have created over the past 100 years, it is truly awe-inspiring. It has completely transformed the world in a positive way. Think of the transistor, which then led to the microprocessor, which is at the heart of almost everything in the modern world. Think of optical fiber, cable, wired and wireless communications that have created high-speed and ubiquitous internet, another foundation for modern society. The annals of electrical engineering history are filled with many more such phenomenal innovations. Fields such as semiconductors, analog and digital electronics, signal processing, computer engineering, and communications are so critical to continuing this great wave of technology innovation. Relatively mature fields such as power electronics are seeing a resurgence driven by massive growth in battery technologies and electric vehicles. I was an early buyer of the Tesla Model S soon after it came out. As an electrical engineer, I am proud of its 2 DC motors, its 85 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery, and the 220 volt 40 amps charger that I've installed at my home to charge the car in about 10 hours. I'm equally thrilled with its self-driving capabilities. These days, you need more electrical engineers and software engineers rather than mechanical engineers to design a modern car. Microwave engineering is another such field. The future of 5G could be millimeter wave technology, which can deliver multi-gigabit per second speeds to your smartphone. So here's my first piece of advice for you. Build your career in technology. Technology has become central to businesses and society more so than ever, and it is now so embedded in every aspect of our lives. Some of you will choose to go into business and management schools. Some of you will pursue careers in financial services and perhaps government service. All are honorable and worthy professions. But to me, a career in technology gives you the unique opportunity to do something in your careers that can help change the world and make it a better place while doing truly interesting work and making a lot of money. I've derived immense satisfaction from my own career in technology and helping play a small part in creating goodness for the world while enjoying every role I've had along the way. I started my career as a research scientist at IBM Research in New York after getting a master's degree, and I completed my PhD based on research work done at IBM. There was a new group starting to work on optical fiber communications and networking, and I was one of the first members in that group. The group was led by a communications pioneer, Paul Green, who was in the final stages of his career, having had his major run building the world's first spread spectrum system and having managed to map the surface of Venus using radar earlier in his career for the first time. The first several years, I felt like a child in a candy shop. There was so much new stuff to explore, and we had some false starts thinking that our optical networking technology would be great for local area computer networks. Eventually, we stumbled on to the first major use case for the technology, providing high-speed point-to-point communications links to interconnect data centers. And we built one of the first ever optical networking products in the industry. I continued working in optical networking for over 15 years. To this day, this is a part of my career that I am the most proud of. And that brings me to my second piece of advice for you, which might be obvious. Build and cultivate personal and professional relationships. Social networks can enrich you personally, and professional networks are critical to your success at work. The IIT alumni network in itself can be very powerful. Develop mentors and sponsors who will help you, and mentor and sponsor others yourself. You may be wondering about the difference between mentors and sponsors. In short, mentors advise you and sponsors advocate for you. I've had the great fortune of having terrific mentors and sponsors all through my career. My first manager, Paul Green, became a great sponsor for me. He took me under his wing as his protege, opened so many professional doors for me, and we remained close for 30 plus years until his passing. I've continued to have other sponsors and mentors later in my career as well. And I do what I can to mentor and sponsor others with a somewhat selfish motivation. As you grow as a leader and manager in your career, you realize that your success is tied entirely to the success of your team members. By surrounding yourself with the best talent and investing in their success, you will be successful yourself. A few years later, I moved back to the West Coast to join an early stage optical networking startup, which was later acquired by Nortel. A couple of years later, I joined Cisco, the internet giant. While I started there as the Chief Technology Officer for Optical Networking business units, another of my sponsors took a bet on me and made me the General Manager for that business unit. That sponsor happened to be Jayshree Ullal, who is now the CEO at Arista Networks and has become a close personal friend. However, I got to know her through our IITM alumni network, as her husband happened to be an IITM alum. And my being an IITM alum, just those credentials were sufficient for her to place a bet on me. Almost every opportunity in my career developed from the professional relationships that I had built over the years. And I would advise you to do the same and build these relationships over time. Now for me, becoming a general manager was a big career switch. From being a technical leader and team manager, I now had to drive a business. I embraced this change wholeheartedly, but also learned that you have to rely not just on your technical depth, but rather on breadth, common sense, and business acumen to be successful. And this realization gave me the confidence to broaden my horizons even further across industry boundaries. Over the years, I worked in networking, semiconductor, and software companies, and two guiding principles have served me well. First, your career is one of continuous learning and growth. And for me, that is still the case after 30 plus years of being in the workforce. If you get to a point in your job where it becomes boring, routine, and uninteresting, it is probably time for you to look for another role that will challenge you, perhaps at the same company. Second, when you look for a new job, find one that is different enough where you get to learn new stuff and grow, but also one where you can bring your skills to bear and know how to be successful. I'll give you an example from my own career. I spent almost 8 years at Cisco, and it was a great experience. Every 2 years, I got an opportunity to lead a different business unit as its general manager. Each unit was unique in terms of the market addressed, the competitive landscape, the underlying technology, the team dynamics. And that resulted in a lot of new learning for me. After doing this across 4 different units over 8 years, I realized that I wasn't going to be learning much more new, and it was time to move on. So when Broadcom came calling, it was a perfect example of that second principle I talked about. It was a role at a different kind of company, a semiconductor chip company versus an internet equipment company, which would get me a lot of new learning, but at the same time in an adjacent area where I could put my technical and business skills to good use and be successful. And I had some familiarity with the area, as my Cisco teams used to build chips in addition to building equipment and software. That move turned out to be a great experience. I did this again as I transitioned from Broadcom to VMware, a software company, 2 steps up in the food chain. And the same principles applied. And did I mention that over the past many years, I had built up a relationship with the VMware CEO, so that when the time came, he was very comfortable hiring me. So I've applied these 2 principles during every step in my own career journey, and I urge you to do the same. My final words to you: look ahead and aim high. Don't be afraid of taking risks. Great opportunities always come with associated risk. And the great thing is that we are fortunate to be in a situation where failing is okay. You can always land another job and get a paycheck. I happened to hear the extreme adventurer Colin O'Brady speak recently. Colin has a distinction of being the first person to cross the Antarctic continent on foot, alone and unassisted. he describes his adventure in a book, The Impossible First. While some of his claims may be controversial and perhaps overstated, I was struck by how he pushed himself on to achieve greater ends. Among his many extraordinary achievements was climbing Mount Everest without supplemental oxygen, something that only 200 of the 5,000 plus climbers have accomplished. In his words, each of us need to think of what is our Everest, which means what is that goal we think is a super stretch goal that we want to achieve. Create that goal for yourself, whatever that may be, and push yourselves towards it. And the impossible will become possible. I hope that all of you build your career in technology, cultivate your personal and professional relationships, focus on continuous learning all through your careers, and that you always look ahead and aim high. Thank you for having me as your speaker, and my best wishes to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Ramaswamy. Earlier this year, there was a very interesting article written about Dr. Ramaswamy on the Nutanix website. I really liked the first sentence, which reads, Rajiv Ramaswamy is a traveler at heart. The story of his life, however, emerges from his stops along the way. I thank Dr. Ramaswamy for sharing what happened during some of those stops during his talk today. They were not only inspiring, but full of humor and good advice. It is unfortunate that we are unable to meet in person, but it's thanks to telecom stalwarts like Dr. Ramaswamy that we're able to meet all on this virtual platform. So thank you very much. I now call upon the HOD to read out the graduates' names.
Dual degree, MS and PhD. Akshit Saradagi, Neema Davis K, Adusumilli Bala Surendra, Vishnu P, Sanjoy Jaina, Parmar Yashraj Singh Raghuveer Singh, Saikat Kumar Jana, Lakshmi Narayanan V, Abhijit Nambi S, Aparna Mohan, Teeptham Raviteja, Neel Mani, G. Durga Pavan Mahidar, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Arati R, Shenil PS, Kantamani Krishna Tejaswini, Amal Das, Ankur Debnath, Sundarrajan Rangachari, Celia D, Rezuana Bai J, Riddhi Nandi, Muttuvel P, Deepthi Shivadas G, Haripriya VK, Jose Titus, Mahesh Mohan MR, Puvula SRVR SS Vidyasagar, Saravana Kumar M, Jitesh Mohanan, Anish S. Vinod M. Raj. Bhavana Prasannanjaneyulu. Guvala Nagaraju. Lakshmi A. Devika J. Amalanathan A.J. Master of Science by Research, MS. Ankit Poddar. Avijit Mandal. Poddapati Anusha. Kunnur Sneha Basavaraj. Bhuvnesh Kushwa. Desai Sairaj Yashwant. Bashwar Majumdar. Shubhankar Banerjee. Vijay Kumar N. Amrita R. Shashwat Mishra. Inaganti Nagasai Manoj. Rahul. Avula Ramakrishna. Vishak S. Sudarshan R. Udita Mukherjee. Amog. Jeevan Rajan R. Gautam R. Shyam S. Hani Gupta. Vishwas M. Shetty. Saurabh Goswami. Shanka Mukherjee. Atira Prasad. Bala Murali. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Communications and Signal Processing. Akhil Sharma. Ashish Katok. K. Tony Joseph. Sabyasachi Samantare. Yash Vardhan Singh. Ramkumar A. Ria Joseph. Vijesh P. V.S. Ramakrishna Anne. Chanumolu Lenin Kumar. Devanagari Vikas. Hayat Ali. Mavilla Charishma. Mittapalli Harshavardhan. Nikhil V. Pottigari Sachin Mohan. Pemmana Boina Ramakrishna. Sagar Power. Sivanagari Saumya. Totada Vamsi Priyanka. Adepalli Varun Verma. Udurupati Shrikant. Illuru Venkata Triveni. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Control and Instrumentation. Dheeraj Kumar. Prakash S. Joyanta Mundal. Muhammad Hassan KV. Pranav T. Rajat Lab. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Integrated Circuits and Systems. Manda Shashank. Melvin T. Balakrishnan. Mukund M. Dadi Murali. Ramavat Naresh. Navaneet A. Prabhansh Pratap. Srikant Garlapati. Godula Veera Harshavardhan Reddy. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Microelectronics and VLSI Design. Duvuri Venkatakumar Balkrishna. Chindam Balraj. Dasari Sirisha. K.C. Chandini Devi. Karabalwad Ganesh Hanamlu. Vankudotu Kishore. Lagisetti Rahul. Rayasam Gopinath. Sirikonda Lakshmi Tirupati Kumari. Vadla Rama Kishan. Patwardhan Vinod Vidyadhar. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Photonics and RF. Banotu Naveen Kumar. Praveen Kumar. Sri Charan Vegalam. Master of Technology, M.Tech, Power Systems and Power Electronics. Abhishek Sharma. Bobby Mattachan Mailadi. Jaskirat Singh. Ajsal E.K. Alturti Sai Bhargava. Gudigopuram Bharat Reddy. Mohit Mangal. Skaria Thomas. Galimuri Arun Kumar. Web Enabled M.Tech. Satish Kumar Singh. Bharati Reddy M. Arun Kumar N.B. Vishwas N. Sameer Kumar Dash. K.G. Ganesh Babu. Suman Kumar. Raghavendra Kumar Gabbita. Manoj B.M. Hariswara Kumar M. Ajay Kumar. Geetesh Pillari. Praveen Sharad Chandra Vaidya. Chetan B.N. Saurabh. Kirtivasan S. Guru Kiran K.V. Vivekananda Joshi. Abhay Pratap Singh. Muthukumar VG. Dual degree honors, BTech honors and MTech. Anand Shah. B. Kanish. Umangi Jain. Vignesh S. Ajay Saju Jacob. Karthik Suresh. Nitesh N. Hariharan. T. Niharika. C.V. Niharika. Mohit Srivastava. Anmol S. Zanwar. Interdisciplinary dual degree BTech Electrical, Interdisciplinary MTech Data Science. Vaibhav S. Nayel. Siddharth Bhatia. Surya Suresh. Dual degree BTech and MTech. Madadi Sai Sriram Reddy. Mode Ganesh Somnath. Jadav Pradeep. Chittala Sai Ram. Dharmesh Khalko. Gawade Abhijit Pramod. Patel Karan Shailesh Kumar. Dasi Raga Madhuri. Dhanush Krishna. Shruti Parvati R. Rishant Manav V. Shilpa N. T. Lokesh Kumar. V. Jawahar Narayanan. G. Pradeep. M. Akash Kumar. Kishore G. V. Abhishek Bakolia. Abel Joe Shibu. Aman Kumar Gautam. Ambatwar Ajinkya Ganesh Rao. Dhruv Chopra. Govind S. Shankar. Kanojia Rohit Vinod. Kurrapati Hanumat Pranav Bharadwaj. M. Sai Santosh Gaurav. Meghna Kant. Mohammad Khandwa Wala. P. Sai Shankar Pavan Srinivas. Teja Vyas Guttavalli. Vadapalli Siddharth Narayan. Vempati Noel Jones. Vishwajit Anand. Anshul Suryan. Aravinda Prasad A. Arunab Srivastava. Atmakuri Krishna Shripad. C. Deepthi. Chikkala Rohit. Guntla Sai Charan. Gubbala Roshan. Gugulot Sai Kumar. Meenakshi Somisetti, Muhammad Shamil, Ashutosh Nikam, Pratik Soni, Rajan Rajvansh, Rohan Malik, Sheikh Farhad Ashfaq Ahmad, Shitin Sahu, Smriti Patro, Sanchu Nikita Verma, Yerramsetti Ashlesha, Seema Kurti Sai Varun, Bachelor of Technology Honours, BTech Honours, Sumant R. Hegde, Vemuri Pavan, Manongnya Param Kulat, Sundar Raman P, Emil Biju, Bachelor of Technology, BTech, Abhinash Mahor, Manda Ravi Kishore, Parimel Aragan G, Dasu Pradyumna, Devarakonda Mohan, R.K. Gautam Raj, Gugila Gayatri, P. Surya Kumar, Rahul Godara, Sai Kiran Nunawat, Jatotu Ravi Kumar, Vishnu R. Kamath, Amrit Das, Arasudevan Sravya, Diokar Yogesh Vijay, G. Abhilash, Gandhari Vivek, Gurram Naveen Kumar, Jarpala Shivani, K. Sashank, Koyana Nikhil Yadav, Krishnakant R, Kuturu Anudeep, Mallavarapu Sirija, Malotu Sindhu Nayak, Maturti Amruta Varshini, Muhammad Asjadullah, Narayana Jeevana Reddy, Milind Verma Penumatsa, P. Yashwant, Palteti Hemant Sai, Sogala Shivashankar Varaprasad, V. Jyotishwara Reddy, Yalla Akash Pramod, Yalla Sai Mohan Vijay Gangadhar, Hariharan S, Ayush Maniyar, Bandela Gagan Srivastav Reddy, Bolusani Sri Anirudh Reddy, C.H. Satvik, Kovuri Jayendra Reddy, M. Yashwant Nayak, Makham Uday Kiran, Mote Sravan, N. Swati Chandra, Narra Jeevan Reddy, Palike Pavan Krishna, Paturi Shri Vardhan, Potuganti Harshavardhan, Purandare Chinmay Prashant, Rajesh Chaudhary, Shikhar Prakash, Vallamsetti Lokesh, Rishabh C.S.
Congratulations to all the prize winners and all the graduating students. There are now a few students who have something to say, and I request that those videos be played.
Since the first day, I have learned so much. I remember the orientation program, which was so intimidating. All the fun we had during courses, outside courses, during the labs, in the hostels, during Shastra, Sarang, E-Summit, all the clubs, the collaborations and hangouts, and so much more. I personally feel like I've become a much stronger and wiser person in the last 4 years. Anyway, my intention is not to make anyone miss Insti, but to highlight the fact of how Institute has helped us grow as people, and it has for sure made a significant mark in all our lives. I feel super fortunate to have made some amazing friends from the incredible peers we have at IIT Madras.
The very many high quality NPTEL courses by the professors of our department have guided a lot of us through our undergraduate days. More importantly, they planted the wish and the ambition to be part of IIT Madras one day. A strong academic foundation for a teaching and research career was laid for me through exposure to the best of the teaching and research practices. I'm glad that I got to spend my most impressionable and life-defining years as part of the Electrical Engineering Department and IIT Madras.
Choosing electrical engineering after my JEE at IIT Madras has been one of the best decisions I have ever made. Huge credit goes to our very dedicated professors who have worked relentlessly to make EE at IITM one of the most prestigious curricula in the country. To IIT Madras and the Department of Electrical Engineering, I say thank you for being a home away from home.
I am grateful to my research advisors, Professor Amitabh Dasgupta and Professor Nandita Dasgupta, for all their never-ending support and unconditional love. I am lucky to have them not only as my research advisors, but as a guide in life's journey. I am grateful to all the faculty members of Department of Electrical Engineering for their affection, encouragement and support. In IIT Madras, I have made some great friends for a lifetime. I will always cherish my hostel days with my friends. Tea at Suprava or Ramu tea stall, skipping mess food and going for Zaitun, weekend lunch at Bengali Fun Food, late night cycle riding, Sarang, Black Bugs, movie night at OAT. I'll miss them all. And finally, I am grateful to my parents for their endless sacrifice.
So remembering my day one at ESB 127, the orientation program, we were introduced to our faculty advisors, and there was Bobby sir, unlike other professors, just waved over the class with a wide smile, and yes, he helped us and supported us throughout the tenure with that smile only, and it was very comforting. Then I got a chance to be a student of Jagdish sir. I always wondered, in spite of being on such top position like Dean Academic courses, he always managed to be on time for the lecture, and I really appreciate his punctuality and the lifetime experiences he shared with us. I'm really grateful to all my professors, my family, especially my parents and my friends. Thank you everyone.
First of all, congratulations, we made it. had been a life-changing experience for me, and I know that many of my colleagues would also agree to that. In fact, my faculty advisors, Dr. Gaurav Rain and Dr. Krishna Jagannathan, had been amazing mentors to begin with, providing me numerous venues to showcase my work and indulging in intellectual conversations that transformed me. So much so that I kind of came in for a master's but overstayed and upgraded myself to a PhD program. The biggest role that IIT Madras and Electrical Department have played in my life is to prepare myself for the life ahead with all its highs and lows, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you.
Let me take this opportunity to thank the students, their families, staff and faculty for attending today's degree distribution program. I thank the chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Ramaswamy, for participating in this event. While going online has made certain aspects of planning and organizing such events easier, there is a lot more work for other people. I thank Mr. Kannan Krishnamurthy and his colleagues for their help with all the recording and editing. At the department, we had a team of faculty and staff working on various parts of today's program. A special thanks to them for their coordination and time. Let me end by saying I am thankful that we have had this opportunity to meet, even if only online. So thank you one and all, and have a good day.